Hey, what's up? This is AAR Shanto, and welcome to Try This Dish. As we always say on this show, it's all about the food. And I have Chef Patrick here. How you doing, my friend?
I'm okay, man. I'm just still trying to recover from Chicago. It took a little out of me. That rain and dreary weather up there kind of beat me up. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I'm still living the dream, man. I just think I might need a better dream.
You might need to add some content to that drink. You know, a couple of drinks here, a couple of drinks there.
Man, I'm telling you, I didn't. It wasn't like I spent the whole week dining out or anything. Just kind of. I think I put in like 12 miles the first day at the National Restaurant Association show.
Wow.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was awesome, man. Have you ever been up there?
I have not been up there, and we have a lot of fans in Chicago, so I need to hang out there and see what's going on. Is there any new trends going on right now?
Oh, dude, really? There's So I don't know if you saw the show at all last week, but I actually there's a company called Hay Straws.
Yes.
They actually make straws from straw. And they don't mulch it up and extrude it. You know, you'd think it'd be like some sort of processed product that's bound together with some sort of collagen or something. But they have a machine that cuts, sorts, and makes them somehow sterilized and true, straight.
Yeah.
And then they box them up. It's really cool.
Really?
I had the young man on the show that developed this product. And the cool thing is straw's been used for centuries as a straw.
Yeah.
But the technology is the key to this. And it's very inexpensive to produce these. And, look, if you have a non-sexy product and you're going to replace it with something that's just as non-sexy, that's better for the environment, why not do it?
Yeah.
Right. So
it's funny. The straw thing just kind of started, maybe a year or 2 years ago.
Yeah, it used to be the six-pack holders.
Yeah. Well, now in the Philippines, McDonald's is not handing you out. They're handing you out.
Really?
Yes.
No straws?
No straws.
Well, I'm not surprised.
But they give you a plastic cup and plastic spoon. For ice cream. What? Am I missing something?
I think the plastic cup can't get stuck in the turtle's nose.
Well, it depends on how big the turtle is.
But we all see the cats walking around the house. I mean, it's a danger to cats, plastic cups, right? You ever seen the videos where he gets his head stuck in the cup?
Yeah.
I'm not a cat fan. I'm a dog fan.
Okay, I feel to say because I'm not. My daughter loves them.
So does mine.
I can't
so does
do
mine.
It. She had 3 cats one day, or one time she was living with me. That cat tore up the whole front of the house. So if you think a cat can't
were you gonna throw an expletive in there? A little more? Yeah, I tore up the whole freaking.
Yeah, I had to kind of fix that up a little bit. But yeah, that's exciting. So there's new products coming out and everything.
Oh, there's a million things. There's They have this cool. The technology was a big thing they shared last year, so they have a lot of robotics coming out.
Yeah,
I forgot the name. I should know. This is the second year they had it at the show, but there's a robot that is in use in an Asian restaurant on the West Coast that actually delivers food to the table.
Really?
So it can't serve it. Okay,
but it delivers.
It delivers, and it used to just have a shelf on the top, so it could carry one tray.
Yeah.
Now they have a shelf in the middle, and I think a shelf below. There are 3 tiers, so it can carry more product than that. There's so much stuff. Hand washing technology, how many times you see that little sign and
oh yes,
employees must wash their hands before and how many times an employee would you say whatever?
Well,
look as a very young man, not in the food service industry, I was probably guilty of that. I take food safe. I got sick one time, really sick, and that's all it took for me to.
Well, my little course that I took for culinary course. The first 2 books was all on being clean and keeping food away from each other and how to have a temperature.
Safety and sanitation, baby.
Yes, and how to put it in the refrigerator. You can't stuff your refrigerator, which we've been guilty of that at my house.
Chicken on the second shelf instead of on the bottom shelf. Oh, me too, man, me too. Or cooked product below raw product. I mean, there's so many different rules.
Yeah, there's so many different rules.
But safety and sanitation is a really big thing in restaurants, and now especially it's a worldwide culture, right?
Yeah.
Everybody travels everywhere.
Yeah.
And I saw a really bad outbreak it was in Bentonville, Arkansas.
Yeah.
And what happens is they have representatives of companies in every country in the world that fly into there every week to represent their products and the firms that produce them.
Yeah.
So. Sorry about the cough. They that there was an outbreak, and who knows where it came from. It was a norovirus outbreak.
Yeah.
And it was bad. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
And I've never experienced anything like that. I've never been affiliated with a place. And there's this cool technology though. You put your hands after the employee washes their hands, they put their hands, and like those air dryers you draw your hands out of. It's kind of like that, but it's actually got these blue lights in there and some other sort of I don't know. Light spectrum it is, but it can identify bacteria on the hands and what the count is. So if your hands are still dirty, you can go back and wash them again.
Okay.
But if it happens over and over, then it might be that you might be patient zero.
Yeah.
So what's cool about that is they know who's washing their hands because it has facial recognition.
Oh, that's funny.
So if you're off the line, often I got to go to the bathroom, chef. I got to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
But you come back at the end of the week and you have no hand washes. Then they're like,
wow.
What's up with that? And I would imagine they wouldn't put it in the bathroom. They'd probably put it in the kitchen.
So, yeah.
Because as you know, you go to the restroom, you wash your hands when you leave the restroom, and then you wash them again in the kitchen before you get back in your station.
Yep.
But I thought that was cool.
That is cool.
Man, there's so much fun stuff. They got these these round ice cube makers. They take a square ice cube, a big one, like a big block.
Yeah.
2x2.
Yeah.
Or 3x3.
Yeah.
And then they have it's like a dome-shaped structure that sits on it, but it melts it slowly, and you just kind of turn it a little bit, and you could even have your logo imprint on there. It makes a perfect sphere.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's very cool.
So
they were there last year as well.
So it's pretty good for that little glass of bourbon that you dropped a little round.
Exactly what I was thinking. I was thinking, hey, it's not beer for breakfast Friday. I think we're going to call it boozy brunch Fridays now. But
well, welcome to Try This Dish Radio. We got Chef Patrick here. We're just talking about general food and everything. And a couple of weeks ago, it might have been 30 days ago. It's been a while.
You can call it out by name. 30 days ago.
30 days. I think it was well. We had a discussion about things that we needed to have and can't live without in the kitchen. Well, I happen to bring mine. And
I see that right there.
Yes.
You better not leave it around because it'll go missing.
This is pretty cool right here. See, it is. Now, this part we got here at an Asian market, but the bottom part, and this is.
What's interesting?
We got this came from Philippines, and I have a big one. I mean, the thing is huge. So
this is heavy, but what's interesting is this is some sort of aluminum substrate, which typically they don't make them of aluminum, right? They make them of steel, or maybe in the U.S. they may have layered stuff.
Yeah, they may have layered stuff.
But I like this because
my goodness, dude, you can do everything in that.
And it's thick enough aluminum because aluminum you can melt, man.
Exactly.
Trust me, I've melted so many pans over the years. Just leave a stack heating in the corner, guys. Leave it all day and all night. We're good. Leave it right over that little what do you call that little flame there? I don't know. What do we call that flame on that? What is that thing called? The little flame on the side of the that thing.
Pilot.
Thank you.
Yeah, pilot.
Leave it right over the pilot and just crank it up just a little. It's okay. But no, this is cool in the fact that it's
thought you would like that.
Flat enough to sit on a regular burner.
Yes.
But it's got a round enough bottom to act like a wok.
Exactly.
Now, what you're holding in your left hand there.
Yeah.
So that's basically a fry basket.
Yes.
That's shaped like a wok.
Yes.
For those of you that aren't watching.
Yes.
Shame on you. Those are really handy. That's the Chinese style wok.
Exactly.
Most Asian countries use.
This is what I use with 99% of my cooking. Matter of fact, I fried some southern fried chicken Saturday in this wok, in this thing.
Is that why you only got 2 cats left?
No, I have no cats. I have a hair dog.
You know what? I got to see a picture of the dang hair dog, by the way.
It's on my. I have to bring either. Well, see, I would bring him up here, but he's dangerous.
Don't do that.
His real name is Nero.
Okay, well, let's not bring Nero in then.
My wife was complaining about dog hair, and so she said hair dog. So that's his new nickname. My nickname for him is either killer or chewer, because he likes to eat. He likes to chew on stuff.
Most dogs do.
Oh, this one, no, I'm not talking about chew like dog? Chew. He is a boxer German Shepherd mix.
So
beautiful dog.
So boxers have a really pleasant personality, and shepherds can.
Yeah, but he's stupid. I love him, but he does some stuff.
We should bring him. Will he sit up there and eat a treat while I talk on my show?
No, he probably
eat me. Bite my hand and then bite the.
The first night we got him, he bit me. And I mean, bit me hard. It was like it's time to get on. So sometimes you have these battles with new dogs, and it was one of those. But
yeah, I mean, we can ask producer Ron about that. He had a battle with one. But yeah, it's especially that first night, with the new environment. Do you have other pets?
No, just hair dog. Now, I like to have a micro pig. I know we're going way
no.
Yeah,
because if that thing goes bad, you just fry them up. My sister and her husband and children, they had a potbelly pig for a long time,
really?
Vietnamese potbelly pig. And I didn't know how big those things get. They get big.
They get huge.
Yeah, they get big. I mean, but he ran around their backyard for 6 or 7 years. I don't know whatever happened. He's gone now. I never asked her, but if bacon. I mean, she doesn't eat a lot of meat, but I could tell you if I had been around and the pet and he needed to go across the Rainbow Bridge or something, I could help out with that. Hey, but I'm honest about it.
That's true. That's too honest. But yeah, now this thing I really love it because, and I have as you can tell, the handles are kind of aluminum and they do heat up.
I'll bet they do.
I do. I have a workaround because we also talked about kitchen gadgets, which I didn't bring it, but I have vice grips that I have sterilized, and I clip it on, and it uses as the handle because I'll throw this thing on the grill. Mm-hmm. So
that would do your veggies and stuff on the grill instead of having them fall through?
Exactly. I'll do it in the grill. I saute with it. I boil with it. I do everything.
What's kind of cool is you could do the veggies on the grill without using this and just get a char with this, the other strainer as well.
Exactly.
Because, they have those grill baskets.
Grill baskets, exactly.
Yeah. So. Why buy extra?
Exactly. So this is my one goal. If I had to have anything, this and flame, I'm good. So
then, if you're cooking in this as a wok, what do you use to stir?
We've got like these spoons,
kind of like that, and then the flat one.
Yeah. We got because my wife is from Philippines, so
that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and so she does a lot of the cooking, and actually the big one. I mean, this thing is huge. I could almost put both of us in it, and it was a Christmas gift. Because we were doing a big Christmas dinner. This is the first time we had ever had any people at the house, and we were just kind of throwing stuff together. And this woman came in with this big old. I mean, the thing is, looks like almost looks like a tire. That's why I didn't bring it. It's huge. I fell in love with it. I was like, oh my goodness, this is it.
So how is that like 2 or 3 feet across?
I mean, so yeah,
it's big,
it literally takes. If I cook with it, it takes up the stove.
So is that one? So I'm used to using the Thai style woks, those big ones that have and I'm serious. A standard home range, a really nice one, typically has 20,000 BTU on the biggest burner.
Yeah,
that one on the inner and outer ring, just for one wok pan, has 200,000 BTUs. Those are ones you control with your knee.
Yeah.
Those it's my favorite way to cook. Yeah. It's so quick. And again, you can boil, you can fry, you can saute,
exactly.
You can, the worst and best night of my restaurant ever was working a wok like that.
Yeah.
And is that one, is that the blued steel?
Yes.
Okay. So it starts to wear off on the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Just a little bit. Yeah.
Well, we had opened a place that was based in Chicago called Hi Ricky Asian Cafe. And people say, why was it called Hi Ricky? Because one of the owners was a psychiatrist. And he thought, he went through all these names and he thought one that you can't forget is Hi Ricky. And it stuck. They were around for about 15 years, but they had this fast casual concept up there. And so we opened a more formal dining, full service place in Denver. Mm-hmm. And it was the busiest night on record. We'd been open about 6 months. And we had, I think, 400 reservations.
Wow.
Well, I had 4 guys call off sick.
Oh,
it was a Friday
my goodness.
Night.
That's a disaster.
Yeah. So there was me. I had myself, the kitchen manager. His name's Paul. I'll think of his last name in a minute. He's an attorney in Alaska. And Paul, you saved my ass, brother. You and this Vietnamese gentleman who didn't even know his birth date. His name was Guy Tran.
Yeah.
He didn't have a birth certificate. He had come over, as an immigrant.
Yeah.
During when the boats left Vietnam.
Yeah.
Really cool guy. Best cook I've ever worked with.
Wow.
So we had all these, and I had one guy working the grill on the other end and doing soups. And we probably did 312 meals off the woks that night. So he worked 2 woks simultaneously. I worked one, and our buddy Paul, my kitchen manager, he took Paul Miovich. That's his name. Paul, man, bless your soul. And Karen, you too, his wife, both of you. He took we would use pie pans to set up the what we're going to cook. And you could tell by what the ingredients were what the dish was going to be. So he would take the vegetables, put it in there, put an egg, and then if it was beef, he'd put one little slice of beef in it, or if it was chicken, put one little slice, because we had the beef and chicken in front in a cooler where we were, and I'm telling you, man, that was the hardest night. We didn't miss a single ticket. We only had one dish come back.
Wow.
And I think the longest cook time, ticket to table was 18 or 19 minutes.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, man, I've never been so beat in my life. I don't know how Guy Tran, this guy working two walks over there, and he's cackling like, I thought he kind of lost his mind and had gone temporarily insane. But those big walks,
love them.
When you have enough heat, are the most efficient way I've ever cooked.
I tell you, the best place to go if you want to see one of those in action. Not Payway.
Yeah, Payway uses the small, smaller like this.
One. Panda Express. Mm-hmm. I do Uber Eats delivery sometimes. Mm-hmm. I love going to Panda Express. I love watching these guys just work the walk, and I've seen them cook everything.
It's crazy, isn't it?
It is, and like you said, it's one of, even over in the Philippines, we use these, and I love the way I just love the way they handle the way, like you said, you can do food very quickly, very efficient, and it's just a great way to cook. So, like I said, that's
that's the biggest thing, is it's so efficient. It's so quick. I mean, I love induction burners. You ever used those before?
I have, yes.
Okay, I'd used like individual ones for really small cooking demos for a while, and then I had a private chef job, and the gentleman I worked for, it doesn't matter his name, but he was a great guy. Actually, it was a wonderful family to work for. They had this a 5 burner cooktop that was a Diva range that was built into the countertop,
really?
And it had more settings than what I was used to. It had like 1 to 10 on every one of them.
Yeah. But
that thing would take on the big burner, 2 gallons of water, at least a gallon of water from not ice cold, but cold to the touch. It'd go from like just put on the stove to boil.
Wow.
In like a minute and 20 seconds.
Oh my goodness.
Crazy.
I need to get one.
That's without a lid.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because there's no flame, right? So there's no heat loss around it.
Yeah.
But the great thing about woks is they have that they have a guard around them, right? So the flame can't really escape too much.
Yeah, exactly.
Because stovetop cooking, we lose like 60 to 80% of the heat.
Yeah.
Because it goes right into your kitchen.
Yep, that's true. That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
But
even Gotham steel pans can't help that.
Oh, Gotham Steel. I love Gotham Steel.
You're welcome, Marvin.
I love Gotham Steel. Matter of fact, I need to talk to them about getting some pans myself.
They got some good ones, yeah.
Yeah, I've seen that. They've got some really nice ones out. Now, you have done restaurants, and you help people, you help people do restaurants and
I specialize in openings.
Openings and everything. So I have a dilemma, and I'm not going to mention the company because I said I even though after I contacted, I said I was going. But anyway,
that's what I meant. I see it. That's where you're going earlier. So you're going to call them out by name, because I did call out I called out Humperdinck's by name here, by the way.
Well, the only reason why I'm not going to call them out, because I'll be honest with you, they really shocked me. After talking to the person, because I was really mad. Basically what happened, if you follow me on Facebook, which is facebook.com/AAR Shanto, I think that's what it is. If not, just do Shanto.
Yeah, Shanto, or if you look up Try This Dish, or you can look up Darie O'Connor, we can find you that way.
Find you that way.
I need to make sure, I don't think we're friends. On Facebook. We might be, but I
have to find out.
I don't like social media. So I'm sorry. I love social media. I just don't spend enough time on social media.
Yeah, I've been neglecting mine for quite a while. So, and I want to thank Spoony Radio and everybody here for allowing us to do our show here. I enjoy being here. Be sure to watch Spoony Radio, and I have a link on my website back to your deal.
Well, we need to do that. So I know you have another channel that you have a health talk, kind of a health and wellness
we got a health and wellness
channel.
let
me know how we can promote that. We'll put a link up.
Absolutely. We'll talk about that here in just a second. Basically what happened was I like to eat late at night. I know that because then the thing is, like you, I work all day. Okay, so
and all night,
and all night, because I work my day job, which is I'm in media. If most of you don't know, I work in media, radio, and so when I go home and I work the second shift, so I get home around 11. Well, I go right back to working in media, working on my own network, and so I like to eat late at night. And so I'm like, okay, I wanted some Tex-Mex. Stop at a good Tex-Mex place. Got my meal. Got home. Started working. Couple of sips of
course, man.
Look, Kentucky gentlemen.
It's late at night. You can do whatever you want, man. You're an adult.
Watching The Prophet. I love The Prophet, by the way.
I haven't seen it.
What?
All right, I'm making a note.
Oh,
is it on Netflix? Because where do I find it?
It might be on Netflix. It's
Mike, The Prophet. You seen The Prophet?
Never heard of it.
All right, well, hey, start pounding those keys, man. You're a young guy. Come on, man.
Oh,
he
my goodness.
expects the old guy to. I'm just joking, Mike. By the way, Jeff not here today. Mike, good to have you producing the show. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Thank
And
you so much.
nice to be a fresh, smiling face on the other side of the glass.
Thank you so much. Bottom line is kind of it's a guy that consults small businesses on how to get better.
And, yeah. No, okay.
Marcus Lemonis.
I got you.
So I watch a lot of that because I'm as a businessman, I like to see interesting things. Anyway, so I guess about 1 o'clock, I decide, well, it's time to have my nice meal that I've been thinking about for the last 8 hours because I decided 8 hours ago I was going to do this. Open the thing up and I look and I'm like, okay, could I order enchilada? I love enchiladas.
Me too.
I can go to Tex-Mex or Mexican restaurant. I don't care what else you got. Enchiladas, it's all mine. It's just like chicken fried steak. So
wait, what kind of enchiladas is your favorite?
Beef.
Okay.
Beef and spinach.
Ground beef or
ground beef?
Okay.
And I like ground beef and spinach.
I'm with you.
Now enchiladas, Tex-Mex has a chili sauce.
Should have
a chili and cheese sauce. I open it up and I look at it. It's like that doesn't look right. And of course they're closed. So I'm like, and I can look at it. It's like, it don't what? Maybe this is something they do. Sometimes restaurants and I'm follow me. I'm going somewhere here.
No, you're good. Okay, I know.
So I look and I'm like, okay, this is
here. Need some vodka to get through this.
No, okay. I used to drink that like water, but so I had to stay away from that.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I look at it and then it's basically I have 3 rolled tortillas with ground beef and there's no sauce on it. I'm thinking maybe this is the new. You got everybody wants to change how people do things. So I think maybe someone came in there and got mad. I don't know. So I'm like, I'm hungry. So I eat it. It was like drinking ocean water. It was bad.
Really?
It was, and this is a place that, historically has always been.
Yeah, you told me the name. I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. I mean, they have a good reputation.
I was shocked. I was just like, and I don't call out restaurants. You really have to do something for me to actually, I don't call, but you have to do something pretty bad for me to go crazy over a restaurant, okay? I was so bad that I reached out to them on their own Facebook page. I even responded to a post that they put. And I was like, I don't understand what's going on here. The beef in it was so salty. I'm telling you, the dog didn't eat it.
I can tell you exactly what happened.
Oh, I could almost. And the beautiful thing about being a part of this industry, or at least hanging out in this industry and talking to chefs like you, I could almost guarantee we're thinking the same thing. Yeah. So what are your thoughts?
Well, we got a minute here. So, so it's late at night. Last order probably going out. They they don't cook that to order, right? That ground beef.
Yeah.
They probably one of two things. They either hold it cold, which is unlikely because they're just going to heat it in the broiler.
Yeah.
Or or in the oven under the broiler.
Yeah.
So they probably have it cooked hot, ready to go, and they hold it in like a 6th pan.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And okay, that thing's holding 2 to 3 pounds of meat at a time. Probably 2 pounds, pound and a half. And as they go through that. Maybe it wasn't a busy night. They only had 1 pan. So that last couple inches of meat, that last inch or so, if they didn't have a lid on it, and as it reduces and dries out,
exactly.
then the salt gets more concentrated.
Exactly.
Or they just didn't taste there's 2 options. One, they just didn't taste the food, like do a line check.
Yeah.
Taste every ingredient for every dish at the beginning, the middle, and beginning and middle of every shift.
Yeah.
It sucks, but you got to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's probably what happened. And if you see it's dry, I mean,
yeah.
I'll tell you a story. I want right up the street. I'm gonna call out too.
Okay. All right. Well, welcome to. We're taking a really quick break. Welcome back, and we will start on the other side right here on Try This Dish Radio.
Got to pay the bills.
There you go.
Have you done it? You catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror?
I'm one of those people you don't want to see naked.
Yeah, most of us. But I mean, you look and you're going, what the?
I know.
How did I get to whatever?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, it's horrible. Hey there, it's Doc Thompson and Brad Staggs to tell you about a different way to shed those pounds. This is brand new tech. It's only been around for a couple of years or so. It was based on research from the University of California that said there's a molecule called OEA that's found naturally in your body. It produces it in the Mediterranean diet, that when taken in concentrated amounts, it will actually make you feel fuller and boost your metabolism.
I've lost about 10 pounds so far.
It's amazing.
It
now,
really is cool.
A company said, we can take this to market and make this great product that'll help you. It's called Riduzone, RIDUZone.com, RIDUZone.com. It's Brad's work. It's worked for Brad's, worked for me, countless other people. Go to Riduzone.com and try today. You're going to love it. Riduzone.com. Remember that, RIDUZone.com.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-570-6630. 800-570-6630. That's 800-570-6630. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
It looks like you're losing.
I am.
Are you losing weight?
I am losing. I've lost about 10 pounds.
How are you doing it?
Funny name, but I've done it with Riduzone. RIDUZone.com, and the stuff works. It's, you get into all that, the molecule this and the found in that. All I can tell you is it makes you feel full, and it keeps your mind off of wanting to overeat.
And also boosts your metabolism, so you're burning more.
Yeah,
Try it today. It's going to work for you like it's worked for Brad and countless other people. Riduzone.com, RIDUZone.com.
Welcome back to Try This Dish Radio. I'm AAR Shanto, and I have to admit, I haven't looked at the camera or looked at the screen because I'm trying to ignore all this.
So here's
it's been a while,
It's called the vanity camera. I look over there once in a while. I'm like, you know what? I'm not sure why they call it that, because you have to be good enough looking to look at it and be vain. So I just look at the clock.
Yeah, that's what I've been doing.
And the only thing is, when it catches me from the side, then I just make sure I suck my gut in. I don't care what anything.
But no, see, your chef coat has to be a little bit on the.
I know, but I gained enough weight. It's not loose anymore.
Well, see, I was the opposite. I've lost a lot of weight.
That's what you're saying.
Belly. Yeah, I still got the belly.
Hey, man, you're getting there though. You're working on your. It's helped your type 2, right? It's better.
Well, it was.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, people.
At least you're honest about it, man.
Well, we have type 2 diabetes, and I know people are cringing because I'm talking about a personal issue.
Oh.
It's not a personal issue for me because
Can I catch it?
Yes. If I shake your hand, no, it's not.
Okay,
it's
then
not
no reason to
crazy like
cringe.
that. You might catch something from Hair Dog, but that might.
No mange, my hair starts falling out next week. Chef Patrick got mange. Oh no, run! No, it's scurvy. I forgot to eat my oranges.
But it's a person that loves it. I love food. I mean, it is what it is.
I get it.
But. And I heard a report yesterday where the diabetes is going down. I have type 2 diabetes, and basically what it means is my pancreas does not take my insulin, and it's a whole process. But yes, I was able to reduce it from 10.5 to 7.0 in a matter of 6 months.
Nice.
Probably right now, I would think it's probably about an 8.0 because I haven't really maintained the lifestyle. The lifestyle is basically, for me, the way I broke it down, and I watched a lot of videos and stuff on it, what I figured out is, for me, because I eat late at night and then go to sleep, because I don't do the whole sugar thing. I'm not a sugaraholic at all. I'm more of an alcoholic. If you're gonna give me a holic, anything.
I'm highly functioning as well.
But,
It's okay. Sorry, I couldn't help that.
So I don't do a lot of sugar. I don't like take 5 plates in the bedroom. But I like to eat a good meal and then go to sleep. And so when I realized I had to reduce bread, I had to reduce all the starches,
all the stuff that spikes your blood sugar.
Yeah, all the stuff that spikes your blood sugar, and I had to reduce how much I eat. So I don't eat a typical 3 meals a day.
Mm-hmm.
I eat 1 meal a day, maybe 2. And I try to eat up in the day when I'm at work, a bigger meal, and then I'll snack, unless a situation like last week. So you can. It's all about exercise.
How has that worked with the 1 meal? Because my mom died in a diabetic coma, so it's a personal issue for me. And you know what? I'm kind of shocked that I don't spend more time working with diabetes and food specifically. I used to.
Yeah.
I need to get back into that because it's been a big cause and influence on how I decided to eat.
Yeah.
Well, she had other health issues that kind of took her into diabetes and caused that to happen.
We're in a phase right now that I think that for diabetes and diabetics, that we're in a phase right now that a lot of great things are coming out, a lot of technology is coming out. I kicked my medicine to the curb after taking it for 3 months. When my doctor told me, and I kind of figured I had it before my doctor told me. So I went through the whole, why it's me argument, mad, crying, all this. Oh my God, I'm gonna die. I did that. I did all that within 3 days. And I
went through all the stages then.
I went all through the stages. I said, you know what? I knew this was coming. My father has it. My grandmother on my father's side had it. It's something that it was in the back of my mind. So I did a lot of extension. That's kind of why I started the health network, was because a lot of the health people resources that we have on there is geared to better eating, healthier eating, and diagnosis of diabetes and stuff like that. So with like you, it's become a cause.
Kind of a mission, yeah.
And there's a lot of it's really about managing your diet and exercising. Now, exercising, I don't do well. I do when I play with Hair Dog and cut the grass.
Well, so exercise for me is really the key to consistent exercise. For me, makes the biggest difference.
Yes,
and here's why. I eat just pretty much whatever I want.
Yeah,
I do. I'm pretty careful. I don't eat a ton of sugars. When I do, it's like one sitting.
Yeah,
I'll eat the whole 1 pound bag of M&Ms, and I'm like, and no sugar for a month. Or it's during the holidays.
Exactly.
For like a 5-day period of time. Before and after Thanksgiving or Christmas, then I'll eat 2 pieces, 3 pieces of pie a day, and desserts and fudge and blah blah blah. But then I'm kind of done with it for a while.
Exactly.
I like things more like graham crackers, right? Graham crackers and milk. That's just what I grew up on.
Yeah.
So, but exercise for me is the key. If I don't exercise on a regular basis, then I have nothing to risk by eating poorly, right? So if I exercise my butt off, and I'll go for a 40-mile ride sometime. Well, not anymore. 20-mile ride. I got my bike in the back of my truck. Want to go for a ride?
No,
I can't go 40 miles anymore. So
I can't do.
I
can't go a mile.
Yeah, on a bicycle you can.
No,
they got all those gears just real slow and low.
I have a bicycle. I got diagnosed. I begged my wife for a bicycle.
Mountain bike?
Yes. I love it. But I
try to go up the driveway or down the driveway?
Both, and I'm done. It's been sitting in the same place for 2 years.
The biggest thing is making sure that you're in the right gear, right?
Yeah.
And then just take your time. Who cares if it takes you 4 minutes to go down the block? Just keep on spinning. And
I promised myself when I got back from Philippines I was going to do that, because over in the Philippines it's nothing like, you walk everywhere. It's in the Asian culture, you walk, and I'm talking walking. And I want to go see the volcano over there. And so I had to hike up the mountain. I can't do that right now.
Yeah, me either. So, especially right now with this thing going on. But so for me, if I exercise consistently, I eat a lot better, because I'm like, why am I going to eat this stuff? If I'm working that hard towards being healthy, why am I going to eat this poorly? And it makes a huge difference. And the minute I stop, I'm okay for a little while, but about 10 days into it, I'm like, the exercise is out of my head, and I don't think about I think about it. It's always in the front of my brain.
Yeah.
I just tend to ignore it if I'm not exercising. So it's a shame on me kind of thing.
But I mean, to help with diabetes, it's all about eating fairly well. And it is a struggle. Like last night, I was okay. Every now and then, I get to these points where I want salad.
Mm-hmm.
And last night's salad was burning it in my gut, right?
Mm-hmm.
I look in the refrigerator and the salad fixings that we had was bad.
There's nothing worse than that brand new bag of lettuce you bought, like the baby mix greens, mesclun mix or super greens. And then you look and it's like, oh, it looks good on top. You turn over, it's like black mush on the bottom. You're like, dang it. I knew I should have only bought one bag last week.
I was so disappointed because
That's
it was like the enchiladas. But yeah, back to my story about the enchiladas.
No.
Anyway, I reached out to the restaurant and they came back, apologized, said they would look into it. So
that's all they can ask, right? And so I've had 2 recent dining experiences. I don't know in the last year or so, but where I went into a restaurant and I got my food. Okay, one time was a lamb chop, one time was a veal chop. Actually, rack lamb the first time, and this is it's a fairly well known. I mean, they're a regional chain.
Yeah.
And they brought this food out. And it looked beautiful, right?
Yeah.
And so I take one bite. I mean, I always try just the protein first without the sauce. I had this really nice red wine demi-glace on it, potatoes. And so I take one bite, it's great. And then I try the sauce separately. It was so salty, I had to spit it out on a plate.
Oh, my goodness.
And so I'm like, okay, so again, it's red wine demi. They're not making this to order. It's sitting in a steam table back there, or maybe on top of like an independent burner, like a coffee pot, like a coffee, the little burners that keep your coffee pots hot in a restaurant.
Yeah.
So more than likely on one of those 2, and it should have had steam under it or whatever, but apparently it's probably day 2 on this sauce or day 3, and it reduced down and it was so salty. And both times, the other place was a really expensive chop house, right? And both times they're like, we're a little heavy-handed on the salt here. Didn't offer to take it away or have the chef try it or anything. And I was like, this is really inedible.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm going to, so with the veal chop, I actually ordered something different. I ordered salad, I think a steak salad. And on that one, they never offered. So, I kind of took a bev nap, a little white napkin, and the paper one, and just scraped all the sauce over the side and like wiped it off. And I couldn't eat it. It was that bad. And he saw me do it and didn't really say anything. And I'm like, and I'm sitting there. It's actually with one of our partners, Tom and his wife, and he didn't even like offer to. He's like, "Oh, I'm sorry. Well, could I remove that, or let me have the chef check it." I had to tell him like 20 minutes later. You might want to have the kitchen manager or chef taste that because I'm telling you, it's salty. And he said again, we are a little heavy-handed with the salt. Well, if you're practiced at saying that, then y'all might want to review the food a little bit because it's obvious you're not, A, following current health trends or dining trends, and B, your food's too damn salty.
Yeah.
If you have to repeat that to people. So anyway, I was pretty disappointed.
As a chef and a restaurant consultant, what is going on with our restaurants? Because I've been and is it me because the more I cooked, the more I dove into the culinary arts and try to. Cause I will never be a chef, but I enjoy.
That's not true.
I enjoy. I'm trying to tell you, it's not gonna happen.
Anybody can have the title nowadays.
Well,
I knight thee, Sir Chef
don't do that.
of the Spoony
Don't
Studios.
do that because I've even had some chef friends of ours that we know have even said, "Oh, you might want to join Chop or something." No, I cannot cook at that level. But I'm noticing that food has this. I don't know. It seems like the salt is heavy-handed more. I used to complain because it's like, okay, I don't understand why I go to restaurants and you don't taste salt. But as I grow in culinary arts, I realize you have to reduce that because everybody's taste is different. And it's like the more I learn, the more salty everything has gotten.
Well, there's a couple things that have gone on. So the proliferation, there's nothing wrong with chain restaurants. I'm not saying, but if you think about it now, chain restaurants make up way more the majority than independents. I mean, as far as visible restaurants, I think they're probably more independent still, but it might even be a 50-50 because there are a lot of chains out there.
Yes.
And so as you do that, and as the number of independent restaurants grows, you have 1 million restaurants to dine in this country. 1 million. It's the largest employing sector in the country.
Yeah.
The food and beverage industry. So if you think about when we were younger, maybe 20, 25 years ago, we've increased by 30% the number of restaurants.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have the same pool, right? And the demographics have changed. We all know there are a lot of people, Latin Americans, and Hispanics that work in restaurants, and it could be a palate thing there. But it comes down to someone not being responsible for the food going out of the kitchen. And the more that we dilute the labor pool, the more we're going to see that. We're going to start seeing
because they don't have that structure that you learn in culinary school, where
Yeah, and so what? Also, I talked about line checks, right?
Yeah.
The larger that an entity gets, right? Like, look, Red Lobster back in the 70s.
Oh yeah,
I love Red Lobster, even in the early 80s.
Yes.
But then they got up to like 1,200 stores, and what happens?
Yeah.
You start diluting your management pool.
Yeah.
So, say you're a local guy, you have one restaurant.
Yeah.
And you're doing booming business for 25 years. Yeah. Okay. But it starts to decline. You're like, I'm going to open a second restaurant 7 miles away. And it booms. It's the brand new fresh place. So you send your best manager, your best line cook, your best servers over there, and you retain the old staff or the B team or, tier 2.
Yeah.
And the other restaurant starts booming. What happens to restaurant 1? It suffers.
Yeah.
And so you no longer have that talent pool.
Okay.
They haven't transferred the knowledge. They haven't hired people to replace them. And so you don't have the same care, the same respect for the food, the same. I mean, it might be there, but it's rare.
Yeah.
It's rare. And so growing a chain to a certain point it's you can follow systems like Roy Yamaguchi.
Yeah.
Roy's, there was one in Austin. There might have been one here as well.
Yeah.
He started out in Hawaii. There's Roy's Kahana Bar and Grill in Maui, which I think closed actually in Lahaina. But so he got to about 15 stores, right? And his corporate sous chef, David Abella, was a good friend of mine.
Yeah.
I was working for Nobu. He was working there. And then we had another guy, a friend of ours, who worked for Wolfgang Puck as his corporate chef.
Yeah.
And when they got to 15 stores, now you really have one top culinary guy, which is Roy, who's busy going around the world he's got his invitational golf tournament in Tokyo, and he's got his farms in Hawaii, and he's doing all his cookbooks and tours and shows, and he still goes to restaurants and then menu development.
Yeah.
Then you have David Abella, who goes store to store to store with new openings as well, trying to keep these people trained, keep the systems in order. But then you have 15 restaurants that kind of run themselves, right?
Yeah.
So you'll have ones that do well and ones that don't. But it's all about the level of care. And once you kind of exceed that as a chef-driven concept, it's very difficult to maintain if you don't have a chef in each location. Because they would hire a chef partner, which was basically a glorified kitchen manager.
Yeah.
Executive sous chef.
Yeah.
And one of the guys I trained actually became the executive sous chef or the chef partner in La Jolla when they opened that restaurant.
Yeah.
And, when they got to that number, 15 or 16, things started to decline. It was really difficult to maintain. They ended up selling out the chain, except the original Roy's and his Kahana in Hawaii and in the place in Maui, and that's it. I mean, you just don't have enough eyes, ears, and hands to maintain that. It's like how can Chipotle? I'm dumbfounded. How can they have outbreak after outbreak after outbreak? They serve the same damn thing they served since they opened in the late 80s, early 90s in Denver.
Yep.
I've been to the original restaurant up there. It's the same freaking menu except a couple different variations with maybe 4 added ingredients. How can they continue to have outbreaks? I mean, it's systems management, right?
Is it possible though to maintain that quality beyond 15 or 16? I mean, how do you do it? Is it leadership? Do you think it has more to do with leadership and organization?
Well, it does. It's multifold. So it's the culture. So does Chipotle really have a culture? They did when they started, right? The founders.
They did.
And then they carried that into their 20 or 30 stores when they sold to McDonald's. I think at one point maybe they had 40 or 50 stores. Yeah. And then they bought themselves back, and now they're owned by another group.
That's probably what it is. Because I think when you go in with especially as a chef or someone that's in that world, I think your ideals are to have that grow across the board, so to speak, and to kind of mesh and be original. But like you said, when you start diluting it with a lot of people who don't have either the training or don't have that care or that kitchen culture, it all goes down. So
you know Pei Wei, right? Everybody knows Pei Wei.
Oh yeah.
So the founder, his name is Paul Fleming, and he had another partner, and they started with you had Pei Wei. They had what's the other one? What's the one they had before that? They always got the big Chinese horse out front. You know what I'm talking about? It's they're a full service restaurant, and dun, ta-da, I know somebody's gonna text me here. Like 15 people text me. It's, no, I'm sorry. I feel feverish and I got cough. I don't feel well.
Talking about Genghis Grill?
No, it's what's the one they've been around for? So there's Payway, and then there's you walk in. They always have a really nice bar, and they're really famous for their lettuce wraps. Which Payway?
PF Chang's.
PF Chang's. So PF is Paul Fleming, right? And so other partner Chang, and so they had PF Chang's. Yeah. PF Chang's, they grew that. They had very good systems. They grew that to be a very good national chain. They sold out to another company, and then they've maintained that though. If you look, PF Chang's is still pretty good. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Now they an occasional thing here or there in one store or the other, but I've never had a bad meal there. Yeah. And they have a great happy hour menu. So they opened Paul, they did Payway. Payway is kind of a fast, casual, where you order at the counter and they bring it to your table, that kind of a concept. And when they first started out, it was still it wasn't necessarily chef driven, but it was culinarily driven. Yeah. It was an experience. You walk in, you could see him cooking.
Exactly.
And what they would have is the manager for each store was the kitchen manager. They were the manager because it was food driven. Okay. And it was a very simple concept, right? You cook the food, it goes out, you get it, and you have pickup.
Yeah, so the managers were culinary trained, or at least had a knowledge of how.
They run the kitchen. The kitchen manager is the manager of the store,
so they know exactly what's going on.
I think they make them. It's like a CAM partner kind of a thing. Yeah, and they're bonus based on sales. Yeah. All right, so they've sold the group a couple of times, and. If you go in now, I used to love their egg rolls. They made them in-house. Oh, yes. They would cook the filling, make them in-house. Now they buy them frozen from their commissary kitchen. Yeah. It's distributed nationwide. And if you'll notice the menu items, they're much more like, what's the other place that's famous for lemon chicken? Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. Panda Express. Panda Express, yeah. So the CFO from Panda Express, I think, became the CEO or CFO of that chain. So what's interesting, Panda Express, 85 or 80 or 90% of their sales are that lemon chicken.
Oh, yes.
I mean, that one dish makes their whole chain.
It's just a great place.
Yeah, so they're trying to mimic that, right? So if you'll notice, they have these smaller dishes that are much more like the Panda Express menu. Yeah. The prices are falling. Yeah. And then like if you go, so here's one of the things, and this is when I knew there's a red flag. You go in and it's on the display above where the counter is, where you pay and like where you get your, you pay, and they have the bar where you can sit. Yeah. There's these like open racks. They're kind of metal heavy duty racks. They'd be like a bar. Yeah. But they have these sriracha bottles up there, branded sriracha, right? Yeah. The Rooster one. Yeah. Well, when you ask, they don't have it out anymore. It used to be economy, you could just grab and use. They don't do that anymore. You have to ask for it. And then they bring you this other brand that's like really orange, and you can tell it's not the same. And they bring it to you they bring you like a quarter of an ounce, right? And I'm like, dude, come on, man. I want some sriracha. And he goes, well, this is actually a Thai chili sauce. And I said, no, come on. All right, look, dude, I'm not trying to give you a hard time, but I really want sriracha. I mean, if you have to dilute the brand so much that you can portray that you're using one product and then actually deliver something else to the table. Yeah. That's a problem. And it comes down to culture. Yeah. Okay. And it's not profitability at that point. It's pride. It's pride.
You're hurting yourself.
It's pride. Are you proud to work there? Yeah. I mean, at that point.
And that's what you're losing. You're losing the quality of it as well. I mean, and how expensive is a case of sriracha? I mean,
it's not that expensive. No. It's $2.05 a bottle, bulk, maybe $2.85.
It's not unless you, and this is kind of why I wanted to go here. There are a lot of people out there that think that open a restaurant is easy.
Yeah, and
it's I mean, there's a lot of things that you have to do.
It'll nickel and dime you to death.
Yes, it will.
And so I can understand them wanting to control the sriracha and bring it to you if you needed it. Yeah. But truth in advertising is my big thing. Yeah. Sell what you say you're selling. Exactly. And then be honest about it.
Good business practice.
But when you're showing one bottle and doing the other, maybe they just forgot to take it down, and who knows. But
maybe they're just lazy and didn't want to get on the
I'm telling you, it was one of my favorite places to go. I mean, I used to go in by myself and just sit at the little bar there and just watch them cook. Wow. Because I'm not good with the hand walk. I'm better with the big Thai style walk. Yeah. Yeah. And I can't go in there anymore. I can't stomach it. It just the pad Thai isn't good anymore, and that's one of my all-time favorite dishes. Yeah. So I mean, but that's what happens. It's kind of
I can see the disappointment on your face. Actually.
I'm telling you, and look, and Paul Fleming. This has nothing to do with it. Paul Fleming are the original partners because they didn't have anything to do with the demise. Look, you grow a chain for two purposes: to keep the chain and make a lot of money, or sell the chain and make a lot of money, or hopefully make some money. And they've done a great job. Fleming Steakhouse, Payway. He's been a brilliant innovator in this game for a while. But it also, again, you have to manage the systems.
Yeah.
And you get well, if you've done that before, like you work on one small place, and it's like it's 8 people that work there. Yeah. That's about personalities. It's
as a matter of fact, my day job's like that. I mean, we work as a well-oiled. We work as a well-oiled machine, and you can tell because we have each other's backs. Like when I go to work, my studio's already set up, and I try to set up the studio for the next person. So
So you're saying I need a little work on that?
No.
Some days I do actually.
No, I mean because it helps because for what we do and it's fast paced and it's you want to make sure things are right. So we kind of double check and make sure that everybody's it's kind of like a safety net, so to speak. And we get along
it's a
very
respect
well.
thing.
Yeah.
It's not so when it comes to but if you had 30 other locations doing exactly the same thing, and then you have one national program director going place to place, and maybe the GM of each location is a little different. So what happens then, right? It's difficult to manage if you don't have a culture.
That's true.
Okay, which fosters that. B, hire once, hire right.
Exactly.
In Aspen, the worst mistake I've ever made. I worked in Aspen, and I've picked up a bad habit, which is called the mirror test. And in Aspen, you're always short 10% or 15% on your employee, always on your ideal employee model, right? Your scheduling model. Yeah. So what we would do, or scheduling matrix, we're literally take a mirror in front of your face. If it fogs up, you're hired. Wow. If you're breathing, you got a job, man. Can you put sandwiches together? It's a sushi restaurant, but can you make sandwiches? Because we'll put something on the menu you can do. And that's the worst thing you can do when you start hiring out of desperation just to fill a role, instead of hiring because these are people that share a common belief in what you're doing and fostering that culture within your organization. That's a real issue.
It's funny you say that because as a manager, I've been a manager several places. And you're right. If you hire the right people, you should be able to walk away and never have to tell. You don't have to micromanage people.
You shouldn't have to.
And if you're a person that likes to micromanage people, you're going to get yourself in trouble because you're going to run your good people off. But Chef Patrick, what do you got going on in the last 3 minutes of the show? What are you working on?
What am I working on?
We've talked about everything except some of the things you got working on.
We're working on a lot of stuff. So I got some new shows coming on board. We're changing the format a little bit. I mean, it's going to make it easier for us as hosts and those people that are editing some content down for us. So we're probably going to start dropping that break at the bottom of the hour. It gives one continuous talk, one little chat for 55 minutes, which I think is a little more appealing to people, and we don't have to worry about pulling you back in. We just keep you sucked in the whole time. Yeah. I'm just trying to. I'm working on some sponsors. So nice. I was at while I was at the show, I did a Facebook Live for the Kang Shang knife group, which I'm telling you, change the name to Kan Shan or something because Americans can't say Kang Shang. I'm just telling you, I love you, Henry Liu, founder and engineer. You're an awesome guy, but I'm just saying that's hard to say. Yeah. Kang Shang, can I get the Kang Shang knives? But no, they let me. I got to actually touch this new line of knives that's not out yet by Thomas Keller.
Yes.
They collaborated with him to make a line with his name on it.
Oh my goodness!
And so I'm going to talk to them this week. They're supposed to send me a set. I'm going to start doing some Facebook Live, short form content stuff.
Yeah.
And it'll live on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
So we'll do kind of a series of things like here. This is what this knife is used for: slice, dice, chop. Fillet, and why. And that's my big thing is. Knives are the universal tool of every kitchen.
Oh, absolutely.
And so it doesn't matter what kind of kitchen, you have to have a knife at some point.
Exactly.
So even if it's a cold sandwich kitchen, you need a knife. You got to spread something, cut something. So that's going to be really fun. And then, I'm trying to keep myself educated every day on what's going on out there. The show was great.
Yeah.
But, it can overwhelm you and consume you if you're not careful. And so people are like, did you see this? I'm like, no, I really had to just focus on these areas.
Things, yeah.
There's a new product launch I can't talk about from Chobani. So a good friend of mine, Jake Brewer, he's their corporate chef.
Oh, nice.
Young man,
Nice.
stellar. He's a rock star of a chef, and
All
a
right.
big, handsome guy, whatever, Jake. But I didn't get to do a Facebook Live with him this year, but I'm hoping I can have him call in the next 4 or 5 days and tell us about their product launch. It's basically a new milk that they're using it's plant-based. But it works just like, it foams just like any other milk and stuff. So I can't say too much because I'm not allowed.
I hear you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm trying to get all those wonderful products and people that I met, or people that behind those products, scheduled over the next 10 days, so we can really do some insightful. I am not going to be doing a show today because I'm a little under the weather and I'm having a hard time with this, so I don't want to. We'll be doing the best stuff today.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. And what time can people listen to your show?
My show is 1 to 3 Central, 2 to 4 East Coast, Monday through Friday. West Coast, figure it out yourselves. I'm bad with time zones.
Don't feel bad. I'm bad with just one time zone. This one.
Well,
I'm chronically late. I'm actually shocked I got here in time.
You were here. You had 6.5 minutes left. I was the one that came in with 14 seconds left on the clock. Zip on my jacket.
I was CPC. I work on CPC time or Filipino time.
Hey, well, by the way, Darie, we know you're doing your new position, but thanks for coming in and hosting it. It was a lot of fun.
Well, I enjoyed it, and we shall be here next week. So no telling what we got going on.
I'll be here next week too.
Thank you for listening to Try This Dish Radio. You can always check out Spoony Radio on Facebook, and we'll see you next week.
And don't forget Spreaker.
Spreaker, yes.